All right, sir, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Alvaro Jesus Zelaya, 4.
Thank you, sir. So you've got 5 separate cases here on the calendar today. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the new case that just came in. This is for a new matter that'll be out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, with the offense date of yesterday, August 6th. So in this matter, the Legal Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference currently set on August 13, preliminary hearing August 15, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, I do show you're currently on felony release. That's actually one of the other cases we have on the calendar today, which is CR 2023-146259. So because you were on felony release in that matter, at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found here, you are required at this time to be held without bond. So that's why we set that evidentiary hearing. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't have an evidentiary hearing. Or do you have one?
I put it on the new charge. Is it not there?
Yeah, just tell me what it is, because I just might not be updated. 814. So that's why we have an evidentiary hearing scheduled for you. That's going to be on August 14 at 1:30 p.m. Okay, that's the hearing that I'm required to set here today in order to allow the court to review those release conditions, the non-bondable status. So your next matter that I have here is going to be that open felony matter. So that's here today for the bench warrant that was issued in that case for a failure to appear back in January. So at this point, you now have a status conference set August 13 at 8:30 at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court still. The bond there is a $1,500 secured appearance bond. Next 2 cases are both of your probation cases. So in each one of those, there was a petition to revoke filed. It alleges a violation of terms 6, 7, and 17 of your probation terms. The revocation arraignment hearing has been set August 14 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And in each of those matters, the bond and the warrant was affirmed. That's a $250 bond for each case, so $500 total for the probation cases. Your 5th and final matter. This is for a warrant that was issued out of the White Tank Justice Court. It's a failure to comply, failure to pay warrant. Looks like it's the 7th one issued here. So an arraignment hearing's been set August 12th at 8:30 at the White Tank Justice Court. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That's $145 secured appearance bond. And again, you'll get all of these court information in your paperwork. I know this was a lot of information to take in since you've got varied cases here, but any questions regarding any one of them? All right, thank you, sir. All right, we have Mr. Peterson and Israel Gonzalez will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
My full name is Gage Peterson.
So you've got 5 separate cases here on the calendar. The first 2 of these are going to be out-of-county warrants. So these are warrants that were issued out of, I think it was Coconino, I think it's out of the Flagstaff Justice Court. So in each of those matters, which are their case numbers, CR 2023-795 and CF 2023-630, they've set an arraignment hearing for you on August 12th at 8:30, and that'll be at the Flagstaff Justice Court. The bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. So each of those has a $10,000 secured appearance bond, so those out-of-county warrants total $20,000 for both of them, okay? So your next 3 cases here, let's see if these are all probation cases. Yeah, next 3 cases are all probation violation warrants that were issued. In each one of your probation cases, there was a petition to revoke filed that alleges a violation of terms 3, 4, 5, 7, 12, and 15 of your probation terms. So the public defender has been appointed in all 3 of those matters. The revocation arraignment hearing is set August 14 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and the bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed as well. So the first 2 have $250 bonds. Second one is a $500 bond. So it's $1,000 total for the probation cases here in Maricopa County. Okay. So if you do end up getting released from custody, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours since you are still under the supervised probation. All right. And I will just let you know, I gave you those dates for that Flagstaff case. It's entirely possible that date could change because you've got some local cases here, these probation violation cases. You might have to attend that court date first before you're transported out to Flagstaff. This is assuming that you don't post bond. So if you stay in custody, that date could change, okay? I just want to give you a heads up. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I just don't want you to be surprised if it does.
Sure.
All right. Any questions regarding that?
No.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. We've got Israel, Bueno Gonzalez, and then Brian Melisa will be up next. Okay, so your full name and date.
Es Roberto Gonzalez.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for two separate cases. The first one I have here is going to be the new case that was just submitted. This will be out of Superior Court here in Maricopa County. And the charges here are going to be 4 counts of aggravated assault involving an officer. That's a Class 5 felony. And 1 count of resisting arrest. That's a Class 6 felony. They did submit an additional 4 counts of resisting arrest, which I did not find probable cause on. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going away, but they appear to be duplicative. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed here to represent you. You have a status conference set August 13 and a preliminary hearing August 15, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. Based on the nature of the offense here, as well as a review of your history, which I know does include those prior aggravated assaults, including the one you're currently on probation for, I am setting a bond in this matter. You do have a $7,500 secured appearance bond. All of these bonds that I'm going over today are going to be secured, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post those amounts. Now, because you are still on probation, if you do post bond and are released, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. They do know you're in custody because they've submitted the second case here, so that's your probation matter. It's on the calendar today for a Term 1 violation. So in that case now, the public defender's been appointed as well. You have a revocation arraignment hearing August 14 at 8:30. That's going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court still. And your bond in that matter is a $2,500 secured appearance bond. So it's $10,000 total for both matters, okay? You'll get that information in your paperwork here in a moment, but do you have any questions for me?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Brian, Nelisa, and Alana Friday will be up next. All right, sir, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Brian Alisa.
Thank you. So you are here for 4 separate cases. So the first case here is going to be a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of obstruction, that's a Class 2 misdemeanor, all of which have an offense dated yesterday, August 6th. So in this first matter here, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed, and the court dates I have at this time are a status conference August 13 and a preliminary hearing August 15, both at 8:30 a.m., and those will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this case for your release conditions, what I've done is I've set a placeholder bond in the amount of $50. I'm putting that bond in place because you are going to have bonds in your next cases that I have here, which are your probation matters. So I want to make sure that they know you're in custody in all matters that you're here in front of me for. So that takes us to the probation cases. They're all here for a petition to revoke that was filed in each one of those 3 matters that alleges a violation of terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender's been appointed there as well. Your revocation arraignment hearing in all 3 cases is going to be on August 14 at 8:30. That'll still be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. And the bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. So the first one, actually the first 2 are both $2,500. That third one is no, I'm getting that wrong. The first one's $2,500, the second one's $2,000, the third one is $900. So you have 3 different amounts in each warrant. So in these matters, if you do end up posting bond and you are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation, so you do still need to contact probation within 72 hours and otherwise comply with all your terms. Any questions regarding any of these cases?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so we've got Ms. Friday and Brandon Begay will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth? All right, thank you. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. This is for a petition to revoke that was filed that alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you, and you have a revocation arraignment hearing set on August 14 at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, you do have bonds in each of these cases because the bond in the warrants has been affirmed. So each of these has a $1,000 secured appearance bond for a total of $2,000 for both matters. If you do post bond and are released, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to comply with those terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. All right, we've got Brandon Begay, Gilberto Chacon will be up next. All right, Mr. Begay, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Brandon Begay.
Thank you. So you are here on a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of aggravated DUI involving a suspended or revoked license. That's a Class 4 felony. And one count of aggravated DUI for having a third and time DUI. It's marked here as a Class 6, but that actually is a Class 4 felony. And then one count of hit and run, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor, all of which have an offense date of yesterday, August 6th. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on August 13 with the preliminary hearing August 15, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, based on your actions during the course of this event, which did include attempting to evade law enforcement in this matter, as well as the hit and run, and a review of your history, I am going to be setting a bond in this case. That's a $2,500 secured appearance bond. This is a secured bond. You are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that amount. Now, if you do post bond and you are released from custody, you are going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services, and you would be subject to drug testing and monitoring at their direction. And that's being put in place because you are going to have orders here that you are not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you're not to possess or consume any alcohol while on release. You're also going to be ordered not to possess any weapons, given that you have that prior felony, and you're also not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, which would be part of that hit and run. Any questions regarding any of this information?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Mr. Chacon, and Tanner Booker's up after that. All right, so your full name and date of birth? And your full name?
Gilberto Chacon.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of the Ironwood Justice Court. The charge is one count of disorderly conduct and one count of criminal damage. Those are both Class 1 misdemeanors with the offense date of yesterday, August 6th. This is considered a domestic violence offense in nature, so you are entitled to court-appointed counsel, but that will be handled by the Ironwood Justice Court. They'll address that at your next court date. It should be through the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office. You have an arraignment hearing set out there on August 12th at 8:30. That'll be at the Ironwood Justice Court.
Okay.
Based on the nature of the offense, which is a domestic violence offense, you do have a bond in this matter. That's a $1,500 secured appearance bond. This is a secured bond. You are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that. But if you do post bond and you are released from custody, you do have some additional terms here that include that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, which does mean you need to find an alternate residence. You're not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. You do need to obey the terms of any order of protection if one is issued. If you do need to return to the shared residence because you have personal items there that need to be collected in person, you can do that using a civil standby.
Actually, it's my house.
It doesn't matter if it's your house.
Oh,
You
okay.
cannot go back there.
I
Okay?
cannot?
You cannot. No, not until further court order. You have an order here saying you cannot return to that location.
She's not there
You
no
are
more.
not permitted to reside at the same location as any alleged victim in this matter, which does mean you need to find an alternate residence. And the order even states, even if you are the owner or renter of the residence. That does not change anything.
But she's not there no more, though.
This is going to stay in place right now. This isn't going to change.
Okay.
All right? You can only go back there using a civil standby, which is done through local law enforcement in order to schedule it. And I will just warn you that a violation of a no victim contact order and a criminal release order could constitute aggravated harassment. That's a Class 6 felony.
Okay.
All right? Any other questions regarding
No, that's good.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we have Tanner Booker and then Cliff Rivers will be up next.
Hello, ma'am. How you doing?
All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Tanner Douglas Booker.
Yes, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. It's for a petition to revoke that was filed that alleges a violation of terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed to represent you. You have a revocation arraignment hearing August 14 at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant's been affirmed. That's a $2,000 secured appearance bond. So if you do post that bond and you are released from custody, or even if you're later released by the probation judge, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to comply with those terms, including contacting probation within 72 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any questions regarding that?
I do. I've been working daily, HireQuest temp agency, and I've been trying to be positive. I've been trying to do my best, and I was wondering if you could lower the bond, like $500, please?
So I'm not the one that sets your bond. I don't know anything about your case. I'll let you know that right now, other than just the charge that you have here. But I'm not going to adjust it at this time because you've already got 2 other reinstatements that are already in here, including one that took place this year.
I understand.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to be leaving that up to probation,
Yes, ma'am.
the probation commissioners, if
Thank
they
you.
want to make any changes
Thank you
to
for
it.
giving me a bond, though. I appreciate that.
I'm sorry?
Thank you for giving me a bond, though.
You are bondable at least, yeah. You are
2,000,
still
right?
bondable.
2,000?
2,000, and it's a secured appearance bond.
Okay, all right.
All right?
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right, you have a good rest of your day.
All right, so we have Cliff Rivers, and then Ashley Leva will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Cliff Edward Rivers.
Thank you, sir. So you've got 2 separate cases here today. I'll start with the new case that just came in. This is for a new charge out of Superior Court. It's for 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, with the offense date of August 6th. So the public defender's been appointed in both of these matters that we have here. Your court dates for this case is going to be a status conference August 13, preliminary hearing August 15, both at 8:30 at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I did set a placeholder bond in the amount of $50. I'm putting that bond in place because your probation case is also on the calendar today. You are going to get a bond in that matter. So I want to make sure that they know you're in custody in each case, just in case you don't post that probation bond, okay? So your next case is that probation matter. That's here because a petition to revoke was filed back in January. It alleges a violation. I'm sorry, it's not a petition to revoke. It's a failure to appear warrant. So a bench warrant was issued in your probation case back in January. So in that matter, the revocation arraignment hearing is now August 14 at 8:30, still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That is a $250 secured appearance bond, so it's $300 total for both, okay? If you do post bond and are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still have to abide by those terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. All right, any questions for me?
I do. Your Honor, I'm a part of Community Bridges Incorporated. They have recently decided to close the shelter I'm staying at in September. And any time that you miss more than 3 days would exit you from the program. I am working with them to receive permanent housing and job searching. The drugs that I picked up, I mean, I picked those up. They were not mine. I know you've heard that a lot, I'm sure, but I mean, they seriously weren't mine. I'm working very hard to get my life back together and stay a part of the program that I'm in. And without your help today, I don't think I'll be able to stay in the program because of the 3-day exit.
All right.
Community Bridges.
I understand what you're requesting here. I understand the issue with these different programs that they have where if you do stay in custody for so long that you do get kicked out. I understand that frustration. And I'm not even setting a bond here for the new case that came in, although obviously that's always a concern, but primarily because you failed to appear 6 months ago in your probation case, and I'm looking at your probation notes right here, and I don't see any attempts to remedy that situation. So had there been that in there, then we might have been able to have this conversation, but because you've been on warrant status this entire time, at this point you're going to have to go in front of the probation judge to handle all further issues with this matter.
So that will cause me to lose my place in the program and
if that
return
ends
to
up being the
street.
case, if you stay in custody, you might have set yourself up for exactly that.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to also add that I have recently become a member of Community Bridges, so they have legal aid and stuff like that available that I was looking forward to helping assist me with this issue. If that does help. I mean, living on the streets has been something that's new to me. I'm 42-year-old. My husband just got out of prison and has, done remarkable things with Community Bridges, and now, because of my actions, would probably be exited from the program as well. If there was any way that you could help me out,
Sir, I
would
do hear
greatly
what you're
appreciate it.
saying. You are already at the very bottom of the bond amounts. I can't go any lower. And you've already had a prior bond forfeited. You had that $750 bond that you posted before has already been forfeited. So at this point, you're not going to get released without another one in there.
I mean, you couldn't put me on an ankle monitor or something like that?
No.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
No, thanks.